His mic was unmuted and he's just moving his lips, pretending to answer and trying to tell me that my mic, there is a problem in my mic and you can't hear me. But I could hear all the background noise, mama, papa, everyone talking. And I was like, hello, I can hear the conversation going on behind you.
Hello and welcome everyone to this very special episode of MCET podcast. Today we have with us Poonam ma'am, Dilshad ma'am, and a fellow Manikji Kupa alumni. Not to say Dilshad ma'am also wasn't an alumni, but Nandini Sethi as well. So before we start off with today's episode, there's something really fascinating that I'd like all of you to know. Dilshad ma'am out here was a student of Poonam ma'am, and for the very first time, we have a faculty from school who's also a student from school. Let's begin with Poonam ma'am. Ma'am, how do you feel that about the fact that your student is now a teacher, and how was she as a student? We'd all love to hear.
He was very good student, intelligent, and so I still remember her writing. Beautiful, very nice, and I think all the time she used to get full marks. Never, right, Dilshad?
Most of the time, miss, yes.
Most of the time. Very good student. I really feel proud.
Thank you, miss.
She's
Dilshad miss, do you have any memory with Poonam miss? Any one story?
Well, story as such, I really don't know. But Poonam miss had been such a wonderful teacher. I started with my learning of Hindi with Poonam miss. She has been my first Hindi teacher ever since I started learning Hindi. And, it's a preconceived notion that Parsis are not very good at Hindi. But fortunately, with such a good teacher, and of course, back home, I had my mother teaching me Hindi. She is also excellent at languages. So my Hindi was pretty good, or is pretty good, I feel. Even at times, even I remember very well, even Poonam miss used to initially wonder that she being a Parsi, how come her Hindi is so good? But then I give all credit to her and my mom.
Like, it's not uncommon for students to be mischievous in school. So this is a question to both of you. What's the funniest thing, if not the mischievous thing, that a student has done in class? Both of you.
I'll let Poonam miss answer. Miss, please go ahead.
Shadab Khan was my student. One day, actually, I was in my period, I was teaching. So all the time, his servant used to come to give him his lunch. And it used to be a big hot kiss. And so he used to wait for that. When my tiffin will come before the break. One day what I did, he came, sorry. So I took the tiffin box and kept it near my table. So poor thing, he was just standing, sitting, what to do? And he thought, Mrs. saying, that means she will definitely have my food. And when the bell rang, so then I got up. I said, "Come, Shadab, have your tiffin." So,
I mean, even in my case, I'm sure I must have gone through so many funny incidents with my students over the years. But one which I kind of really remember pretty well is because, I became quite a laughing stock myself in that incident. It was my substitution period in one of the third standard classes. And I was a little upset. Firstly, substitution means it's like, oh no, you've taken away my free period. It's that way. So I went with my books. I had to correct a lot of books. So I took a few of them to the class. I told everybody, sit quietly, do what you wish to do, but please don't make noise. And obviously, children, noise is noise. So it goes on, and I was busy correcting. And then there was this one fellow who kept on raising his hand, "Miss, I want to monitor. Miss, I want to monitor. Miss, I want to monitor." And with all that noise, I heard him repeatedly saying, "Miss, I want to vomit." So I got up from my seat. I ran to his seat, pulled him as it kind of held his hand, and I rushed him to the washroom. I said, go ahead, do what you have to do it now, Karan. And then he's just standing there and he's staring at me. And he's like, Miss, what? I said, I thought you said you wanted to vomit. He said, no, miss, I wanted to moan it. I said, you must say I want to mind the class. So then we both laughed and went back. And the children were confused why we came back laughing. So we shared it with them. And then they all started laughing at me. So I think that was like really funny.
What changes have been there in school since the time you were studying there, now that you're teaching there?
Okay, so lots and lots of changes, loads of them. Of course, as a student, I remember our school having a much, much bigger play area. Even where we have the basketball court, there used to be a little triangular so-called swimming pool, but it was a very small little thing. But we used to have a swimming pool in our school. Most importantly, uniforms have been changed. We had a different set of PT uniform. Our skirts, the blue skirts also were very different from what you all have worn in school. So that was a change. Besides that, divisions. We had so many more divisions in school. I myself was in the E division. We had divisions right up to F at that time. And now we have just, yes. Of course, the strength of the classes was much smaller. So we had many divisions. And now that has changed. We have only 4 divisions.
And for those who don't know, first you were a primary teacher and then you became a secondary teacher. So how was the transition of yours from going to primary to secondary? And like, did you enjoy more like teaching the primary or the secondary?
So Nandini, actually, over all these years of teaching, I have taught in other schools as well before I came to Manikji Cooper. So I have experience teaching in every section. So I continued over there in the primary section for 3 years till the time finally when Mrs. Gandevia said, nothing doing, you are now coming up. We're not giving you an option. It's an order. You have to move up. So that's how I moved up to the secondary then. That was way back in 2007 then.
When you participated in the annual day or the sports day, so which one did you have more fun in?
Annual day. I loved it. I used to love going up on the stage. I used to, way back then, we had a music teacher, Mrs. Matthias, and she used to create these beautiful musical plays during the annual day. And I remember 2 such very, very clearly because one was Adi's Dream when I was in the 3rd standard, where I had become an Arabian dancer. And we had in the same dance, I had Twinkle Khanna also, because we were all classmates. So she and I, and of course there were 2-3 other girls who were Arabian dancers. And as your grandmother rightly said, Shadab had become an Arab. So he and a few others were sitting on the side throwing flying kisses at all these beautiful dancers. So that was one which I remember very well. And of course, I picked up a fight with Shadab because I said, you're not supposed to throw flying kisses at me. That was in the 3rd standard, okay? And then in the 4th standard, we had another one which was called Storybook Land. And there I had become a fairy godmother. So, and both these musicals were broadcasted on television. At that time, we had a program called Magic Lamp. Okay, we never had programs 24 hours coming on TV in those days. You may feel I'm sounding like a dinosaur, but that is what it was. So it was this program specially for children. It was called Magic Lamp. And both these annual days, 2 consecutive years, were broadcasted on television. So we felt like complete TV stars, so it was fun. Annual days was super fun.
Did you have more fun while sitting in the primary staff room or the secondary staff room?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Primary, no?
Poonam, both the experiences have been different and good, I would say. Like primary staff room was much smaller. So it felt like a very close-knit atmosphere. It felt like you being a part of a small little family. But when I moved up into the secondary section, not only was the size of the staff room bigger, but it was like entering into a new family with many more members, a bigger family, a larger family. And honestly, the best part about the secondary staff room was you could see the Jew Beach right across, the lovely breeze which would kind of, just blow in through the windows. That was really nice. It was more airy, more spacious. So otherwise, experience-wise, both have been wonderful.
No, must be remembering that, remember that Pramila Kapadia.
Yes, miss.
She used to stay in car.
Okay.
From there, one shop, she used to get the snacks.
Snacks, okay.
Right now, we never had any canteen that time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So our snacks used to come, and we used to have coffee, tea, and the snacks, and then the lunch break. Then also eat. All of us used to share our food because everyone,
Nice. Right.
somebody's Punjabi, one Parsi, Mrs. Nair, Aruna Modi was also like, so everyone they had, all of us used to have different recipes.
Since Poonam Miss has been your teacher, has there ever been anything that you wanted to ask her or tell her which you've not been able to before?
Ask her, though I think whatever I had to ask her, I must have asked her in those days only. But yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity, because I really want to thank her now for being such a great teacher. So Poonam Miss, I'll thank you in Hindi. You can judge me. Maybe I'm not as good as I was in those days because I'm really out of touch. But Shaswat, please excuse me if I go wrong somewhere. Huh? Okay, so let me say something in Hindi for Poonam Miss. So Poonam Miss, मैं आपको शुक्रिया कहना चाहती हूँ कि आपने मुझे हिंदी इतनी अच्छी तरह से पढ़ाया कि सब लोग मुझे अच्छी स्टूडेंट मानते थे हिंदी में. So just thank you very much, Miss.
Thanks for everything you're saying.
Any mistakes?
You are the best. So the teacher is also, you like that. Yes, the kids. Yes, Sachi. Now we should talk in Hindi. अभी शुरू हो जाते हैं अपना Hindi teachers.
अरे बाप रे, no problem. चलिए Miss.
So how has teaching changed because of COVID? Like, how is the change treating all of y'all?
Nandini, I would say teaching hasn't changed at all. Teaching remains the same. It's just the medium that has changed. We've always, a teacher has, I would say, well, I believe that every teacher is very passionate about her job. So whether you're teaching face-to-face, in person, or whether you're doing an online teaching session, the passion will never die. So teaching has not changed. It's just the medium that has changed. So whether COVID or no COVID, I think teaching will continue the same way as it has always been. We'll put in as much effort as we were putting even otherwise.
There must be a few challenges that you faced, like either you have faced or your students have faced. So and some of them are made up by the students. So what are a few of them that you like to share?
I'm glad you asked me this question. My biggest challenge was to get used to working on a computer, on a laptop. That was my biggest challenge. But now, after a year and a few months that have gone by, I won't say I'm absolutely brilliant at it, but I'm definitely better. And I would like to thank my husband. I would like to thank my niece, Parishad, who's always been there to guide me and help me. Even if she's in another house, I will call her up, Parishad, I'm stuck, what do I do? And she will okay, do this, do that. And of course, my daughter, she's there behind me all the time. Mama, don't worry. I said, you pay attention on your online classes. No, Mama, I'm there. I will tell you. Just ask me if you're stuck anywhere. I will help you. And she actually does. So they have been my greatest support system. The other one is, the constant reminders that we have to give our lovely children who have suddenly become camera shy and prefer keeping their cameras off for whatever reason. Well, all the children who would maybe later on see this, we love to see your faces. Please keep your cameras on. That's all that I would want to tell them. So I guess these are the two biggest challenges that I have faced so far.
What like in this past year has been one of the like the funniest thing a student has done on Zoom?
Oh my God. So on Zoom. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I'll tell you this. I told Shashwat about this in the beginning when he was talking about technology, and I said, "You guys are lucky. You know how to handle it." There was this one child and I happened to ask him a question. Of course, he didn't know the answer, but he pretended to give me the answer by moving his lips. No sound, of course. His mic was unmuted, and he's just moving his lips, pretending to answer and trying to tell me that my mic, there is a problem in my mic and you can't hear me. But I could hear all the background noise, mama, papa, everyone talking. And I was like, hello, I can hear the conversation going on behind you. So please get your voice out of your mouth and talk. And then he suddenly switches off the camera and he kind of moves out of the class. He leaves the classroom because he didn't know what to say then. So that was like really funny. We all laughed at that then.
What is it that you miss the most about going to school every day?
Samosas. Oh, that used to be our short break snack.
So good. The
Yes.
samosa
That is one thing I'm sure we all miss that.
True.
Okay, so Miss, I think this last question of yours is going to test your Hindi.
Oops. I thought I just gave my test. Okay, tell me.
It's a test for everyone, the people watching, for us, because I think half of us don't know the answer to this. But do you know when do you have to use badi ki or choti ki? Do you know
I
when?
definitely know it, Nandini.
definitely.
Definitely know it. I said I had Poonam Miss to start my Hindi subject with, and of course I had my mom to guide me. Badi ki is not generally, it's always used when you are talking about something belonging to someone. Like for instance, Nandini ki kitab. So badi ki. And kyonki, short ki. Choti ki. That's how it goes. So I'm bang on that. I could never go wrong on that. Poonam Miss, am I right?
Absolutely right.
But this is a perfect segue to start interviewing Poonam ma'am for today's episode. So Poonam ma'am, we got to hear a lot about Dilshad ma'am's days in school when she was a student. So I think we'd all want to hear about your formative years, where you're originally from, and how your schooling was like. So could you shed some light on it?
Actually, I'm from Dehradun.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So studied there only, did my graduation, and then after that, just sitting like this. It was not like that of those days. अच्छा ये हो गया तो अभी और next study करो कुछ. So then I did my B.Ed.
Okay.
B.Ed. Then I did my B.Ed. And after B.Ed, I got married and came to Bombay. Then what happened? One fine day, they were grown up. They were in second and third standard. So one of our friends was a B.Ed teacher. So he used to come home and he used to say, and one day he asked me, what is your qualification? What are you doing? What you did? I say, I've done my B.Ed. Then what are you listening to? Why don't you do some job or something? I said, no, ma'am, no. That. He said, no, let's tomorrow I'm coming and I'll take you to one school and I know the principal. I'll go and we'll meet the principal and then we'll see. So then we went to the St. Lawrence School. So I was there for almost 6 months or maybe 4 months, I think. One day I was passing by this, whenever I used to pass by that road, Manich, I used to see, this is a beautiful school. School, yeah, I must teach there then.